Welcome in, guys. Here we go. All right. Super Bowl was yesterday. In light of that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've been working on my NCAA series. I want to get in on Madden, and I want to do a rebuild. I think I'm going to do a 5-year rebuild, and I decided to go with a team like the Raiders. We're going to let Derek Carr walk out the door, and I think we're going to send some other people around. We're going to take a look, and we're just going to get going. I am using some custom sliders. This is all Madden settings, and we have some custom experience sliders on as well, which actually just kind of keeps people from progressing as quickly. We're going to see if we can't get the Raiders here to a Super Bowl. There's a pretty good group here, but I do know that this team right here is about to run into some pretty big issues. Right here in the offseason, right after the Super Bowl, the Chiefs win, we hit into this issue here. We have 33 players ready to negotiate. Now, we do have some money, but that's a lot of negotiation. First out of the gate, you got Josh Jacobs. I really don't want him to go anywhere. We're going to sign him super long term and not worry about him. There's a few other things here. Deron Harmon at free safety. He's just really old. I don't think it makes sense if we're wanting to get better at the position. We have Nate Hobbs. And then you see here that Anthony Everett is on the block. Cornerbacks are a dime a dozen. I don't think I want to pay him. Rock Ya-Sin, I think I would pay on a player-friendly, low-risk deal. Just for the foreseeable future to have him there. You have somebody like Matt Collins. Jayon Brown wants to be here. I wouldn't mind having him here, at least for a few more years. This is going to be the really big portion here. This is going to be really important is what we do in these like first 2 years. So you're seeing I'm going low risk on these guys, and it's because I only have one chance, one opportunity to sign them here. So you're going to see us do a lot of that. I think we're going to let Sidney Jones at 27 walk. He doesn't really want to be here. Natane Moody at 24. He makes sense for maybe a few years. If we can lock him in at that rate for a few years and kind of have him here, I'm okay with that. Matthias Farley. We're not going to have anybody at free safety if we let Deron walk. I think we sign Matthias to a year. And I know Deron is better, but we're going to find a replacement here. Left in Jerry Tillery. We have Andrew Billings. Let's go look at that left end spot here. They're both here. He actually has more interest in being here, so we're going to throw him a player-friendly deal. And let's go here. What do we have? We have Jarrett Stidham. We're going to go position to position here. 2 of them here. We have to absolutely attack wide receiver in the draft. Like, it's not even funny. We're actually going to be... If he'll take this, I'll keep Foster Moreau on the roster. Let's look at left tackle. No, not going to worry about that. Not going to worry about that. Brandon Parker, Andrew Billings. We already have somebody there. This is actually a much better way. D-tackle is a big, big problem. Jordan Jenkins at 29. I think we let him walk. Curtis Bolton. He wants to be here, but like, dude, I can draft a 7th rounder who's as good as you. Farrell doesn't want to be here. And to be honest, I don't want him here. So I just don't see the point. I think we've signed who we want to sign. Let's get into free agency. But before... Yeah, okay, because we can't trade Derek Carr until free agency. And so I think what I'm going to do for this is we aren't going to make any trades. What we'll do is we'll go to somebody like Derek Carr. We can go to trade him away, and we'll actually just click to get offers. And we will pick from the available offers that are there. That's interesting picking up Desmond Ridder. Brock Purdy from the Niners, and a 5th is actually super duper interesting. I'm a Brock Purdy fan. That we get younger, I feel like we get better, and we pick up a 5th round. We're going to bring Brock Purdy over. That is I feel like that is such a good deal for us. We pick up Brock Purdy, 23 years old, star. We get insanely younger at the position. I'm actually super duper okay with that. Now let's look around and see if we have any other pieces that we really want to move past. We'll keep... I'm not crazy about Hunter Renfrow, but like we don't have anyone else on the roster, so I think there's names that make sense for us to get rid of. I don't think he's one of them. Jerry, our defense is absolutely decimated. He was kind of the big piece that I did want to get away from. And so you still have Chandler Jones at 33 making a difference. I think you rock with Jones. You got Farley. We got Elliott. I'm actually super okay with that. I'm actually super duper okay with Brock Purdy coming in. I'm actually more than okay with it. I think that's better than we could have asked for. Let's go here. We're going to go position to position. I would like to bring somebody in that has potentially a mentor tag. You see somebody like Andy Dalton. Although I do think I'm going to bring Matt Ryan in as a 2-year mentor for Purdy. I think that makes a lot of sense. And serviceable backup. At halfback, there's some that make sense here, some that don't. Justin Jackson isn't bad. You have somebody like Jamal Williams at 28 years old, but he's not complimentary to Josh Jacobs. So I think if we were going to do something here, we would want to bring in one of these people that is a bit of a speedster. You know, you look at somebody like Miles Sanders who's sitting here at 26 years old. I think we could get away with offering him a little less, and I think he would take it. I'm really wanting to get a lot younger in the draft at wide receiver. Isaac Samulo, he just doesn't have a lot of offers. And once again, he's somebody I think we could get kind of as a bridge player there that would make a lot of sense. You have Bryce Huff. We have Jerry Tillery. I feel like Bryce Huff is going to be a big get in free agency. He has 7 offers on him. I don't think we're in the running for somebody like Huff. We have a Minihue here. D-tackle is one that we absolutely have to get some depth on. So somebody like even Shy Tuttle, like, yeah, he's not a lot better, but he probably comes in and starts. So I don't think anyone's going to offer him anything. We're going to try to save as much of this cap as we can. Okay, we can do one more in this free agency period, and, you know, I think a big position of need would be free safety. Now, you have somebody like Jabril Peppers, who I'm a fan. I haven't always been a fan, but I think we're going to float him an offer at like 4.5 for 4, maybe with 3. See the cap hit there. He's got 9. We aren't even in the running for that, man. That's tough. That is really tough. We have the money to land him. The problem is, do I want to land him? Like, how badly do I want to land him? We can afford that. He wants to be here. I think he takes that. Okay. We're going to go to our signings. We're going to see who all we can get in this first evaluation period. Okay, so we get Peppers and Ryan, Sanders, Isaac. These are all people we're trying to save a little money on. Let's go look at cornerback and see what the Marcus Peters really wants to be here, and so does William Jackson. I think Marcus Peters makes a lot more sense. I don't gotta pay him this much. There's no way I gotta pay him this much, man. He's not gonna garner that much interest at his age. I'm gonna give him something that's serviceable, but I think him coming in immediately makes us better. Who do we have at right outside linebacker? We have Chandler Jones. Somebody like Kaiser White is interesting, but he's not interested. He's interesting, but not interested. Nicholas Morrow at 28. You're only a 71 overall. He's just not going to progress and be better than I need him to be. That's an interesting one. We have Crosby. You know, this is actually something to think about, is if we could find somebody that we really liked here. Corey Littleton. I don't know how you're a star, but you're only a 70 overall at that point in your career. Sion Taki. I murdered your name, bro, and I apologize. I know I did. I don't know if it makes sense. Like, you're not better than Chandler Jones. We could probably just, like, get Chandler Jones's replacement this year in the draft and let somebody develop a little bit. Curtis Weaver is interested in being here, but he's not. He's like the same as Matthew Butler, who we already have. I don't know what kind of interest Matthew Butler has in being here. You have a few people here. We re-signed Jerry Tillery at 26 years old. I think we just kind of got to, like, live with that decision a little bit. Let's look at the wide receiver pool. See who wants to be a Raider. If there's any names here that, like, really stick out to me, I'll float them an offer. But right now, there's just not a lot going on in the pool. Sterling Shepard is interesting. 30 years old. Nobody's giving him any offers. But I just think we can get better outside of him. I don't think we have to go down that route with Sterling Shepard. So let's see. This is who we have targeted. We're going to... Okay. So now Miles Sanders is getting a lot of offers. So is Marcus Peters. You're seeing people like Isaac Sumelo getting offers now. How do we stack up here with Sumelo now? Okay. Now with Marcus Peters, like I said, I didn't want to pay him a bunch. I didn't want to give the house to Marcus Peters. We're going to go 5 and 3.5 for 2, and let's see what that does for us in the runnings. That puts us back in top. Miles Sanders, we decided to pay him like next to nothing. But if, say I bring Sanders in, and he's here, him and Jacobs are the future at that position moving forward, and it just makes so much sense to me. It makes so much sense to me. Let's see if we can snag some of these guys. So we get Jabril. We get Sumelo. We get Ryan. Okay. So he went somewhere else. Now, you have somebody like Jamal Williams, but I don't need a Jamal Williams. I need kind of a speedy back kind of guy. Jamal Williams doesn't complement him in the way that I want him to. Samaje Perine. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't go after too many people that don't want to be on the team. Like, if you're not showing me that you want to be here, I just don't really do too much. You got to have interest. You got to want to be here. And if you don't want to be here, I'm just not about it. All right, let's go to week 2, free agency. We'll see what we can land. We might see if there's any big names kind of floating that don't have any offers. Maybe we could get a big difference maker for really cheap. Let's see. It's really interesting. Williams just really wants to be here. He really, really wants to be here. And I like Jamal Williams a lot. This is somebody who I just think is really, really good. We didn't get who we wanted at cornerback. And the only reason I bring that up is because David Long, at 25 years old, is sitting here. We got Hobbs, Rockyason, Roby Coleman. He doesn't make us better in the ways that I would like. He doesn't have any offers, though. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to float him like 1.4. I'm going to float him a super low ball offer. And if he wants to come play here, I'm about it, bro. Like, if you want to come play here, I'm with you. Let's see who's the fastest left on the block. You got Mostert and Breida. You got Ty Johnson. Here's what I want to see is change of direction. Boston Scott. You know, I think this is something we just attack in the draft. I think that's something we just attack in the draft. We have Long here. Tuttle might follow the money. He did. He's going to follow the money. And that's okay. I really needed to get better at D-tackle, but it is what it is, man. Like, you can't win them all. You can't get everything that you want, especially in free agency. I feel like we did get some pieces that I was really happy to see, but Shy Tuttle being gone. Oh, maybe take another look here at the D-tackles that are available. Somebody like Taven Bryan. I'll give you like literally like a minimum deal, bro. I'll pay you nothing. And if you want to come here, good for you. I just need depth. So David Long signs on basically nothing. I'm pretty cool where we're at. If I get Brian, that's cool with me, man. Let's go into the free agency recap now. I didn't look at retirements. I didn't really see who all shipped off. We may take a look at like the rosters. Let's look at the free agency recap and see kind of what that looks like. So, yeah, you know what? We can do this. Top 100. Levante David goes to the LA Rams. You got Jordan Poyer to the Colts. I think that's a good signing for them. Miles Sanders to the Patriots. Kareem Hunt. Josh Allen goes to the Ravens. Gardner Johnson to the Jags. TJ Edwards goes there. Beckham to the Bengals. That's the second one I've done where he's went to the Bengals. Evan Ingram to the Jags. They are really... I am seeing Tommy Townsend, Havenstein, Van Der Esch. You know who I'm not seeing do anything here is the Packers. And that tells me that if the Packers aren't doing anything in free agency, it's probably because they still have Aaron Rodgers. So the big two that I always look for to see if they retire is Brady and Rodgers. So there's Rodgers. Jordan Love is gone. They couldn't afford to sign him, and they didn't pick up his option, obviously. So Tom Brady is there. Where did Jordan Love go? This is really interesting to me. You have a lot of teams here that don't have a lot of people. Huntley from, let's see. Is he a Dolphin? He is a Dolphin. Nope, that's Josh Love. A lot of QBs on that roster over there. Ritter. And they were willing to send me Ritter. Jordan Love goes to the Niners. Which is so funny because Derek Carr we sent to the Niners. And he's going to start. Trey Lance is going to sit. Jordan Love is going to do nothing. That's essentially the end of Jordan Love's career. I doubt we ever see him in any prominent role again. He'll probably stick around as a backup for a long time, but... All right, let's take a look at our depth chart and really look at areas of need. We know that we have to get better at wide receiver. Darren Waller, it looks like, left us, so we need a tight end. So wide receiver, tight end, we could certainly stand to get better on the line at some of these spots. We got Samalo. We'll see what we can do. Jerry Tillery, Bilal Nichols. We have Taven Brown. We have a terrible O-line or D-line. Not a good D-line. The back end's okay. We did sign, we got David Long, so we got a little bit going on there. Jabril Peppers at free safety helps a lot. He's the future for us at that spot. Trevon Moehrig there is, we don't got to worry about that for a really long time. So, I mean, you could look at the whole D-line, wide receiver, tight end, halfback. I think wide receiver is probably our biggest concern. And it might seem like maybe the defensive line should be our biggest concern, and maybe it is, but I'm just viewing this a little bit differently. I don't think I'm going to move up. We may move down depending on what's sitting there for us at that position. I don't even look at actually who's available. What I typically do is I just go look at what I can get. So that's a 1 next year, and a 3 this year. Not really interested in that. See, this is a 1 and a 2 this year, and that interests me. This is a 1, a 2, and a 4 in this year. That's a 1 to move back 1 and pick up a 4th and a 5th. That one's really interesting. We move back 3 for the Eagles. We can pick up their 2nd, and we literally only move back 3 spots. I think this one makes the most sense. We're going to let the Eagles, who just went to a Super Bowl, move up to our spot. And you know what? We may even look at trading down. Again, there's a lot of really good people in this draft. They'll give us 1. The Packers want to give us a 1, a 3, and a 4. They'll still give us their 1st, their 2nd, and their 7th. And, man, I think that makes so much sense. We moved to, like, the middle of the 1st round, right? But we are picking up so much on the back end. Now we're going to make a pick. We don't need a quarterback. And that's really good because I don't think we would get one anyways. There's a few guys here. But I think Quentin Johnston at 6'4" with a 4.43, I think he makes all the sense in the world for us. 93 speed, 91 excel. We're going to bring Quentin Johnston in. And now we're going to get into the gaggle of picks we have in the 2nd, which I believe should be 3 second-rounders. And that is no joke. 3 second-rounders can transform the face of your team moving forward. Just absolutely transform the face of your team moving forward. We're going to take Tucker Kraft. I know what this guy is. I've had him in other leagues, and maybe that seems fake. Maybe that seems a little cheap to you, but I've had him in other leagues. I know what he is, and I know he'll be a stud for us. So 2 big areas of need right out of the gate. Like right away, we're on the board, coming out, just killing it. You got somebody like Deonte Banks. I would like to get better on the line. Let's look at, I'm not even going to try to say your name, 6'4", 290. We're a fit for him. I really like him. We're going to take him. He makes our line better, hopefully. Fingers crossed, hopefully. And then in our 3rd pick of the 2nd, I think we're going to go look at linebackers, and there might not be a lot of them available, but we're certainly going to go look at them. You got some power rushers here. There's just not a lot left here, is there? These linebackers just got taken off the board super duper quickly. This guy's obviously like a zone kind of guy. Jack Campbell has a zone coverage. 22 years old. Decent speed. He's a physical guy, but I think we're reaching for him. I think if we really wanted Campbell, we could get him. Let's go look at the line more. Colby Wooden sitting there. A block shedding, A power moves, A tackle at 6'5", huge. I love that. He's slower, but he's big and strong. We're going to take Colby Wooden to complement the D tackle that we took earlier. And we're going to be right back up. We're going to be right back up here. Round 3, pick 7. And I think in this spot, there's a few guys that maybe make a lot of sense here. But I really want to find somebody really want to find somebody here. Yeah, we're going to take Devin Akane. Look at his speed, his acceleration, his change of direction is what sold me, but he has really good size. That's a no-brainer for me. He's gonna complement Josh Jacobs, who we just signed to a 7-year deal. So that makes all the sense in the world to me. I think we might go through the fourth. Let's pick up a cornerback here because it seems like there's a few here that are still available. Julius Brents. Man. 6'4" though, Julius Brents, but it says he only has good speed, but he runs a 4.41. We're gonna go up. No. I like having length at that position. Q Blue, 6'1", good speed. He makes sense, I think, for us, and he's a hidden dev. Okay, that was a good pickup in the fourth. I don't know exactly how many we have left. We'll do these back-to-back picks, and then we'll see what the CPU does for us. You know, it wouldn't be the worst idea to go get somebody like Stetson Bennett. He's never going to play, but he's on the team and he could help. We got better in a lot of spots. Let's look at this playmaker, Raheem Jarrett. He doesn't look crazy or anything, but he actually has good ratings over here. He has low, but he has good short route. Raheem Jarrett as a 5th-round pick either is something or isn't. I don't hate what I'm seeing in him right there. We're going to take Raheem Jarrett and let him come to the squad. I said we were going to finish it out. We're going to let the CPU finish it out, and maybe they surprise us. It's certainly possible. All right. First off season, we get a draft in. What do we got? Quentin Johnston, stud. Tucker Kraft, stud. Tuli Tupeloto, stud. Colby Wooden, stud. Devin Akane is an absolute hit in the 3rd round at 76 overall. With that speed, that's crazy. Q Blue, hidden dev, I like it. Stetson Bennett, 63 overall, kind of figured. Raheem Jarrett at a 71 overall. I'll take that. They actually went and got Byron Young, who at a 68 overall could absolutely become something. Amari Burney, Edgerrin Cooper, you got Loic Nasamna. I murdered his name too. And then they took Dontavian Wicks. I'm not mad. I am not mad here. No, I'm not. This is just preseason, of course. We're going to take another look, but, you know, you have some dudes here. He's a day one starter right out of the gate. You got Johnston, Rarrett. I'm really happy with that. Darren Waller, I guess, didn't retire or leave. He wasn't there, so I assumed he was gone. He is not. He is very well and alive. The O-line could get better. Colby Wooden starts. You got Bilal Nichols. Taven Bryan. You got Max Crosby. And here at right outside linebacker, Edgerrin Cooper, the rookie. Where is the other rookie that we signed? Byron Young. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's look at cornerback spot. So David Long still starts, Q Blue as the 5th on the roster. I'm actually really happy with how this played out. We have good depth everywhere. Are we going to push a Super Bowl right away? Probably not, but we're going to put him in as the 3rd down. At slot, got to have Devontae. Let Chandler Jones sit in that spot. Rush D tackle is Wooden. Tupeloto, I like that. Slot cornerback spot. The rookie's going to come in and start at slot. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to week 1. We're going to get to week 1. We're going to sim all the way to the midseason mark, and then we'll sim to the end of the season. And we'll see how that plays out. Byron Young. I want block shedding on him. I haven't seen one of those yet, so actually that's pretty interesting. I don't know exactly what that's going to do, how that's going to turn out, or how that's going to affect him. A lot of these I have memorized. I know what to click, what not to click to get the best. +4 upgrade to his block shedding. That ain't nothing. I would like to do wide receiver mentorship, but we're just going to get into the regular season. We're going to set our depth chart regular season and hope that these guys, hope they perform. Brock Purdy we bring in, and I think he's the guy for us, you know? Yeah, I don't think we need the amount of wide receivers we have on the roster. I don't think we need 9 cornerbacks. DJ Turner, you can leave. Sam Webb, he can leave. And we got what? One more? I think I'm going to cut Amik Robertson. No, I'll cut Harvey. Amik Robertson is at least playable in that spot. Okay, we're going to go to week 1. What I may do, actually, because we're not going to be playing these, so I'm going to go to my league settings here. I'm going to allow these guys to progress. So I'm going to have them do this. We're not going to do talents, but we will do progress players so that throughout the course of the year, they are progressing so that they're not just being stagnant while we're there. What's a realistic goal for this Raiders team? Like, I think 7 wins is realistic. I think if we wanted to get crazy, we would say we're going to make it to the playoffs. We're going to do this. We're going to go right here, and we're going to go bam. I can't believe Matt Ryan actually got an upgrade. 1,000-year-old Matt Ryan. Look at our franchise staff. And I think we're going to take one look at our team schemes and see what playbooks and stuff that we're using. But I think we're okay. Vertical power run. I like that. I like that. We're going to switch to a vertical power run scheme. Here we go. We did our off season. We re-signed. We hit free agency. We killed it in the draft. I think so. We're going to sib to the mid-season mark, and we'll see you then. Okay, week 8. We're sitting at 5-1. We are ahead in our division at 5-1. We have breakout D linemen. Our rookie Colby Wooden is just slaying it, killing it. I'm loving seeing it. We will take a preemptive look at who we have to resign. There's some people here that make sense. There's some people here that don't. There's really only the 4. Bilal Nichols, I don't mind resigning. We have some cap for him. We have plenty of cap, actually, so If Andre James takes that, keep him around for a year. I'm okay with that. Matthias Farley and Amik Robertson, I think we let walk. It is week 8. We are 5-1. We have not played week 8, and we've already had our bye, obviously. We are now going to go forward to the playoffs, and hopefully we're there. And I'll see you then. Here it is. It's Wild Card Weekend. Your Raiders, our Raiders, 11-6, are in the playoffs, year 1. I don't think we have any leaders over here, but I would like to go take a look at some stats and see how our team stacked up. Brock Purdy, I think, had a really good year. 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 62% completion rating. It could have been better, but 4,200 yards. I'm really happy with that. You got Josh Jacobs with 1,300 yards. Devin Akane comes in with 272. 5 touchdowns for Devin Akane. Zamir White had 6. I don't know why. Josh Jacobs had 17. I love it. Devontae Adams comes in. 1,200 yards, basically. 7 touchdowns. Hunter Renfrow, 1,005. Darren Waller, 909 and 8. The rookie comes in just shy of 600 yards and 5 touchdowns to start the year. Love to see Tyler Kraft. Some really nice things there. Now let's look at the defensive side of the ball. Divine Diablo, I love to see that. I want to see sack leaders. Crosby, Chandler Jones, Colby Wooden had a hell of a year, as did Thule. He actually showed up really good. Jayon Brown with 3, Trevon with 3, Divine with 2. The rookie comes in and gets 2 in his rookie year, and a few others here. I'm fairly happy with this. I think we played well. I don't think we go deep into the playoffs, but I think we did well, and I think I'm really proud of my team. I think they played really well, and we win. We get a win, 41-38 over the Bills. We are in the divisional game against the Titans. I don't know how we match up here, but let's look up at injuries here. Jones going down is huge. Tyler Kraft is out. That's big. That could be the difference maker in this game. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Holy crap. Year 1, the Raiders, we go wild card. We beat the Bills. Boom. We beat the Titans. Boom. We dropped 41 in both of those games. In the AFC conference game against the Bengals for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think we beat them. I think this is where our luck runs out. But year 1 to go to the conference championship is huge. It was. Okay, so that our luck ran out. Our luck ran out, and that's okay. I think a conference championship appearance in year 1 with Brock Purdy makes a lot of sense. So, Stroud, you got Jacobs there. Halfback 3 for Jacobs? Okay. Pickens, Jones, Allen, Everett, Stanley. I'm not seeing. Crosby's there. Morig's there is the 2. Our punter made it. Okay, so not a lot of Pro Bowl appearances. Year 1 in the books. It is, wow. No way. No freaking way are the Falcons. The Falcons are in the Super Bowl with the Bengals. You can't write it. Dak wins MVP. All right, let's look at AFC. Joe Mixon. Did we have anybody in the runnings here? We got a few people here. I'm not seeing any Raiders here. Quentin Johnston up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He had a good year. Colby Wooden almost wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Second in line. We had a few other people in that as well. Josh Jacobs. I mean, Pro Bowl voting. The Pro Bowl voting basically goes off of this. So I'm really actually very happy with our year one. I got money on the Bengals here, so I think the Bengals beat the Falcons. But this is Madden, so what do we know? Hey, they were right. All right. We got some upgrades here. They're going to be like practice players, practice squad players, just kind of sitting around in the back. We're going to get into another offseason. Year one AFC Conference appearance. We go second in our division. I'm super happy with that. I don't know about everybody else, but that feels like a win to me. Chandler Jones must still be under contract. We have 4 players ready to negotiate. Let's see who they are. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. All right, none of you guys are going to get signed. We're going to let all those guys walk. Let's take a look at the retirements and look out for some big names. Cousins is gone. Wow, the Vikings lost Cousin, Thielen, and Harrison Smith in 1 year. Yeah, okay, Matt Ryan leaves us. Okay, so Matt Ryan is gone. Kelsey and Lane Johnson, the Eagles just got much worse. Julio Jones retires as a Cowboy. Yuck. That's not fun. Tom Brady's gone. He is officially gone. You got Jerry Hughes off the roster. Okay. All right. Let's get into free agency week 1. We're going to take an in-depth look at our roster and identify positions of need. I'd like to bring in another mentor quarterback. Brock Purdy is playing absolutely out of his mind. He's progressing well, and I'm really happy to see that. Akane is as well. We have Johnston there. Some of these other dudes didn't really turn out to be what I thought they would be. But how old is Colton Miller? He's only 28. I think we attack the offensive line. Colby Wooden, I think we stick with Wooden. We re-signed Bilal Nichols. Divine Diablo took a jump. You got Chandler Jones, who is playing at a 75 now. He doesn't even have his abilities anymore. He regressed a lot. He really, really took a step back. So, Hobbs, Sin, Long, Q Blue. Everybody's looking really good over there. Trayvon Morig. There's a few positions of need. I don't think there's anybody in free agency that I don't really think we have to get too crazy in free agency, you know? Except Nick Bosa wants to come play for us. And Bosa just immediately puts us over the top. Oh, we can afford him, dude. We can literally afford him. Nick Bosa with Max Crosby. Put us in the running, bro. I don't even care. And Rashawn Gary wants to come play here too. Do we just sell the house? Bring in Gary, flip him to right. We have Bosa, we have Crosby. Who touches us? Who touches us at that point? Seriously though, total offer strength. Where are we at? We're in head for him. We're in. Okay. I literally was not going to sign some of these people, but Andy Dalton is still here. I really like having a mentor quarterback. Dude, Bosa, that would make us the most insane team. Like, no joke. I don't even think they shouldn't allow us to do that they're going to allow us to do that. Mekhi Becton would make us a lot better as well. I think we're going to float these guys' offers, and let's see what happens. We're in the lead for all of these guys. Let's win a Super Bowl, bro. Let's win a Super Bowl. We get Bosa. We get Gary. We get Becton. We get Dalton. No freaking way. We don't have any money. Doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. I don't care. Look at our roster. We just got Bosa and Rashawn Gary to pair with Max Crosby. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. That shouldn't be allowed, but here we are. Okay, they want a speed rusher. Rashawn's a power rusher. It doesn't matter. They actually want a power rusher at left outside linebacker. So what if we moved Max to right? Let's move Max to right, because he'll fit the scheme better. And then Rashawn Gary's going to start there. We have Max Crosby on the other side. And then on the line at right end, you have Bosa paired with the rookie who had a really good year, Colby Wooden. I just don't see how we didn't absolutely win free agency in every way, shape, and form. You can't convince me we didn't do better than everybody. We just got so much better, it's not even freaking funny. We just got so much better, it's not even funny. We still have the draft. We went to an AFC championship game before acquiring them. Let's see who retired now. These are the new ones. Vinny Curry, David Quesenberry. I just, what more could you possibly want? Bosa and Rashawn Gary. Absolute elite pass rushers when we already have one. We have 3 of the best 5 pass rushers in the league. You can't tell me that we didn't just win everything. And it's Madden, so we probably won't fare very well once the year gets going, but you can't nobody's going to convince me we didn't just absolutely destroy that free agency period. No, nobody. I don't care who you are. It literally doesn't matter. Let's hit the draft. 2024 draft. We did not move from some of these people. We don't pick till 30th. I don't see the point in rocking the boat right now. We are going to be broke, but we're going to go forward. We're going to make our selection, and we're going to see who's available. You got somebody like Greg Whitfield who fits the mold for us. I wouldn't mind taking somebody like him and putting him inside. Impact blocking and run block. We're going to take Earl Duncan at the end of the first. Yeah, we end up with a hidden dev. He's probably going to play either center or left guard for us. Let's keep moving it forward. That first initial offseason is really the one that sets everything up. But just because we had money, look at where we're at right now. Because we had money, Just because we actually had money to work with, we're sitting so pretty right now that I just can't believe it. Right? I literally can't believe that just happened. Deep route running and release. You have Will St. Clair. He's probably a burner. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, we're going to take Will St. Clair. Oh, he's an absolute burner. He's got the stuff, man. He's got the stuff. Bengals win the bowl. Happy to see that. That's, I think, on par for what you could see happen. Let's see what else is on the board here. Like I said, we really want to attack the offensive line and get younger at that position. I don't need these kind of guys. We could take another cornerback, Jeffrey Cooks is still sitting here, and I think we take him just because he dropped. And he dropped Jeffrey Cooks. We get him as a hidden dev, at what, the end of the 3rd round. The rich get richer, man. AFC champion, AFC conference appearance. And then we sign Bosa and Gary. And then we just absolutely knock it out of the park in the draft. How are we not favorites to compete? Like, we have to be. We absolutely have to be. I don't care what anyone says. I think we're going to take Gabe Fisher, and then we're going to let the CPU finish the draft out. We're going to let the CPU finish the draft out. This is just crazy. I am like blown away by the direction that this team has gone so far. I'd love to hear predictions. Year 2, we went 11-6 year 1. Everybody developed really well. Everybody played really well. What happens going forward? How much better are we now? How much better are we now? And let's see how much better we got in the draft. So Duncan's okay. Will St. Clair is an absolute stud. Jeffrey Cooks comes in. He's a stud. These guys are all right. We're going to go look at Duncan. Earl Duncan. Run block power, lead block. He's okay. I don't know where I want to have him play yet, but he's going to start on our line. And then let's look at this really fast. I don't know where he's going to be at on our line, but you got Moody there, James. Do I just put him at center? I think I do. I think Earl Duncan is going to go play center for us. I think it makes a lot of sense. I know he's only a 71 overall, but it's one thing I really like about NCAA is you can see what they are before you switch their position. Now we got to go see what he's playing. So he's 71. He's a future starter. Maybe we let him sit. Maybe we let him develop it. We don't have to rush him at this point. Let's get into preseason week 1. We're coming into the year, and I am really, really happy with what I'm seeing out of our team. Just kind of blown away at how well our free agency period went. We did well in the draft. We picked up more depth. I'm really, really happy here. I'm really happy. Oh, we needed a free safety, guys. We needed a free safety, and we didn't sign one. We let our depth at free safety walk, and then we didn't replace him. So we're actually going to go in here to the free agency pool, and I love Rudy Ford. I'm such a fan. We're going to bring him in, and he's going to be depth. We have a lot of players that are signed long-term. I don't know what this year is going to look like cap-wise. It might be a nightmare. We might be okay. I really don't know what to expect. Usually I would go look at some of this stuff, but I kind of just want to be surprised by it, you know? I kind of just want to be surprised. I think we let the CPU handle these cuts, and we get into week 1 at Tampa and set our depth chart. Week 1, Tampa Bay. This Raiders team is hungry. You can't convince me they're not. You cannot convince me that they're not hungry. We went for 7 wins last year. We got that. We're going to say playoffs this year. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be really disappointed if we don't make another very deep playoff run and we don't make it to a Super Bowl. I'm going to be really honest with you. There's some names here. He's going to walk. Tillery probably walks. Andre James, I have your replacement. Divine Diablo, I might try to re-sign. Chandler Jones, I think I let walk. David Long probably walks. Isaac Sumalo, I probably try to re-sign him, as well as Nate Hobbs and Trayvon Morig. We hopefully have the money for that. I guess we'll have to see what happens. Okay, we're not going to do our scouts, but we are going to do this. Who wants trades? 26, they want Divine. Don't need that. I don't need that. Landon Collins at mid outside. I don't need that. Jay Reed, I don't need that. I don't need any of what you guys are offering. I think we're going to re-sign Divine Diablo anyways, so it doesn't really make sense to even look at some of this stuff. Let's look at our depth chart. We brought Andy Dalton in to just kind of sit behind him. At wide receiver, Will St. Clair is an absolute burner, and I think he's going to go take spots for us in the future for sure. James, you see Samalo there. Becton is there. We still have him kind of sitting on the outside. Left end, you got Wooden. You got Bosa. Like, this is an absolutely crazy team. I don't care who has anything to say about it. We're going to put Kelly in that spot. I think he's earned it. Q Blue, I guess, could have played backup free safety, but I don't want him in that spot either. Third down running back, we're going to put a Kane there. And at slot wide receiver, we are going to put Devontae Adams back in that role. You know what? We're going to put the rookie here and just see what he can do. Let him cook, man. Let him cook. Put Bosa here. Put Gary here. And put Crosby there. Sub linebacker, that's fine. Slot, BQ Blue. I'm okay with that. We're going to go forward to the midseason mark. And I'm really hopeful. We'll see what happens. We'll see you there. Okay, week 8. This is what I was afraid was going to happen. Don't ask me why. I don't know why the game does this. It's like we're too strong. We got so much better. Why would we be taking steps back like that, you know? It doesn't make any sense. We just wouldn't. Like, we really wouldn't be taking steps back. I think Nate Hobbs is going to be gone. I think Hobbs is going to be gone. I'm really disappointed to see my team sitting here at where they're sitting week 8. Like, the pass rush that we have alone, we should be absolutely tearing people up. We should absolutely be tearing people up. I just don't see how that's happening. I don't know. Maybe the difference is that we have that rookie sitting in that slot wide receiver role, and we should have our best guy sitting there. Maybe that's what it is. Third down running back. They put it back to Josh Jacobs. I don't want Josh Jacobs in that role. I really, really wish they would fix this. I'm disappointed. Hopefully we still make it to the playoffs. I guess we'll find out. It's just the rhythm of the night. Of the night. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just the rhythm of the night. Of the night. Oh, yeah. Words can't express my disappointment at a 9-8 season. 9-8, guys. How? How did that happen? How did we go 9-8? Brock Purdy threw a lot of interceptions. That happened. Johnston took a step up in year 2. That is really, really cool. That is really cool to see. I want to look at these rushing numbers, the touchdowns. Josh Jacobs had 21. This I expect to be insane. Okay, thank you. How do we have 16 and a half, 13, 12, and 7.5 sacks and not just one of the craziest defenses? Like, bro, what are the interception numbers? Divine Diablo has to stay here. I have to make him a priority. He is an absolute anchor on our line. I want to do one thing. I just noticed that I haven't spent any of my staff points. So when I do these ones, I put them on the slowest so they're the most expensive to spend. But I think it makes sense now to spend some of these points. And so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do this. We're going to do the final piece. And I think we're going to do something like this as well. I really want our offense to get better. Oh, I guess I don't have it on. Because usually those are like 60 when I have it turned on all the way. Because the problem is, look, it's been 2 years and now I have everything. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're going to save a little bit for the Fountain of Youth. We're going to save a little bit for Fountain of Youth for Devontae Adams for the next year. I'm so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed. 9 and 8, absolute crazy monster of a D-line. Like, I'm so incredibly disappointed in my team right now. I can't believe that we went from a conference appearance. We kept the entirety of the main core of the team intact. And then, man, I'm just so disappointed. I'm incredibly disappointed about that. Steelers and Panthers in the Super Bowl. Wow. Color me shocked if that's what happens. All right, let's see. Bryce Young wins MVP. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Not seeing a lot of Steelers here. Best QB. Dude, what do you gotta do to get seen in this game? You know what I mean? Like, what do you really, like... I don't know. This is so crazy to me. Like, what was the league? I guess that's pretty real. I mean, look at the rushing numbers, though. The touchdowns. I can get the yardage and the attempts and all of that good, but, like, as far as rushing touchdowns, you see just gaggles of rushing touchdowns in this match. I don't know why. When you simulate, they're just everywhere. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but I thought we geared up really well for our team, and I was just really, really excited because of the addition of Gary. I just thought we were going to be so much better. I thought we were going to be so much better. We're going to sign Divine Diablo long term. Jerry Tillery, I think we let walk. And Nate Hobbs, I would super duper like to have him here, but I don't think he's going to take it. Oh, he does take it. Okay, so we keep Nate Hobbs. We're going to let Renfro walk. Isaac Sumalo. I can't afford you, bro. I can't afford you. We have like $5 million in cap. I think we just got to let it rock the way it is. We're going to advance to stage 1 free agency, year 3. Year 2 did not go well. I thought we did enough that we were going to make a really big push. I really thought we did enough that we were going to make like a really, really big push. That didn't happen. Let's look at our team salaries. Obviously, I know who the big people on there are. It's Jacobs, Bosa, Crosby, Adams, Gary. We have superstars all over this team, bro. I think it might be time for Waller. I think it might be time for Waller to leave. I think it's time. I think it's time. I think it makes a lot of sense to move past Waller. DJ Reed, Jermaine Johnson. You got Jamal Adams, a 4th and a 6th. He's old, but he's really good still. Damian Lewis makes a lot of sense. He fills an immediate need. Plus, we pick up some draft capital. We're going to take Damian Lewis, and we move on from Waller at the age that he is. We got a lot of guys here. We're going to flop him to right guard. He's only 28. That was a good pickup, I think. I think getting rid of Waller makes a lot of sense for us. We're going to switch him to right guard. We don't really have much money for free agency. I'm wary to spend any of the money that we do have because I do know we have some signings coming up. We don't need any of you. Najee Harris. We don't need you. J.C. Horn. Let's just see who's interested. Wallace. David Andrews. I don't think we touch free agency at all. I don't think we touch free agency at all. Let's look at the depth chart. We'll see if there's anything that we really feel like we should attack, but I just don't see it. Like, I'm really happy with where our team is. I'm actually really, really happy with where our team is between Tucker Kraft. We have a lot of really good players on this team. Earl Duncan's going to start next year. He had his year. Wooden is looking good. Of course, you got Bosa. D-tackle, he hasn't really gotten better. And I really had hoped he would progress more. At cornerback, I'm still really happy with Q Blue and Rock Ya-Sin. I think everybody's doing really well right there. Like, listen, man, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. I don't really think in free agency there's anything that we need to do different. I think our team just needs to perform better. So Andy Dalton, Chandler Jones, Aaron Rodgers, gone. Darius Slay, Stephon Gilmore, J.J. Watt. I don't know why he was even playing still. They should have retired him. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm cool with where we're at. I want to get to the draft. I want to get into another season, and we'll just see what happens. You know, I think it just makes sense. I think it makes sense to get to the draft. Nothing in free agency stuck out to me. I know we're going to have people that we have to re-sign. Let's just start the draft. Let's just start the draft, and we're going to get into it. We're at pick 15, so we're right middle of the pack. I really like Brock Purdy, but he hasn't taken a step forward. And you got a guy by the name of Bobby Blackwell sitting here. Elite strength, elite throw power. We're going to take Bobby Blackwell. And who knows what we have in him. I really don't know. We don't have like a bunch of positions of need. We do have some people that are starting to get older. But man, this is so hard. Like Kevin Aldridge, he just makes sense, I think. He looks like a Raider. We're going to hit D tackle in the second round. What am I doing? I am still reeling from the fact that we signed and have all of these elite pass rushers, and they put up the numbers. Brock Purdy hurt us, bro. He hurt us. He really hurt us. What's up, Mike Randolph? Good release. Change of direction is good. Dalton McElroy at 6'3", good press, decent zone, decent speed. We're gonna take Dalton McElroy. Change of direction, good jumping. He's a hidden dev. He could develop into something really good. This is just, I'm so disappointed, man. I'm still reeling from the fact that we made all of those moves and nothing to show for it. Just nothing to show for it. I am so angry about that. It's not even funny. Let's look at Greg Fields, 6'4". Decent release. Solid speed. We're going to take Greg Fields and bring him in. We're just like throwing darts blindfolded at the board right now and seeing what we get. Can we maybe move up next year with this fourth rounder? We can move up to a third next year with the Packers. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to let this one go. And we are going to skip to the end of this draft so we can get into season 3. Draft recap. Here is what we're going to see what we got, how we made the team better. Blackwell comes in, Bobby Blackwell. 71 overall. What do we have in Bobby Blackwell? Bobby Blackwell. QB of the future, and he's a future starter. So we're going to sit him behind Brock Purdy. Aldridge comes in, and it looks like he's going to start. A bunch of these other dudes are literally just depth. We'll have to see how they progress. I am a little shooketh. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am still reeling a little bit from last season. I just really thought that we were going to get a lot better. I don't know. Brock Purdy seems like he took a step back, and I don't know if it's worth it to start Blackwell? This is a serious question. Is it worth it to start Blackwell? We are going to use Fountain of Youth for our wide receivers. I want to extend Devontae as long as I can. He is our guy. We're going to go wide receiver. We own Fountain of Youth now. It was all of our points. But now we don't have to worry about Devontae taking a step back. He might be up for an extension. I'm not sure. We're going to look at our depth chart. We're going to go forward. What do we think, man? Brock Purdy's only a third-year guy. This guy is the QB of the future. Do we waste another year? Do we waste another year? You know, is that what we do? I just don't know, man. Long snapper, Josh Jacobs. I want him there. Slot wide receiver. Like to put Claire in that spot. No, we want Gary right here. And then at rush D tackle, I want to have Bosa starting, and Wooden behind him, and then you can have Aldridge. That's fine. Put Diablo in that spot. Q Blue Kelly is going to sit there. Oh, man. Do we change the scheme? Is that what we do? Do we see like a West Coast power run? Fits a lot better for us. Do we do that? And just see what happens? We're going to do that. All right. We're going to advance to the midseason, and I'm going to see you there. I'm so aggravated. I am so angry and agitated. Colton Miller has to stay. Punters, sure. Superstar punter. Why not? Stick around. We have money. Daniel Carlson, yeah. You stick around too. That's dumb. You're a kicker. Damian Lewis already needs re-signed. Maybe that's why they decided to jump ship on him. But getting Waller off the books goes a long way. Brock Purdy is up, man. What's his year like so far? I gotta know. What's the year like? 25-year-old Brock Purdy, how are you doing? He's 12-4. I mean, he's had a really good year. I don't know, man. Here I was thinking it was going to be as simple as just flopping out the quarterbacks. We're gonna switch to Atlanta's playbook, and we're gonna play the rest of this year out. I'm gonna see you guys in the playoffs. Take it to the bank. I told you we would be in the playoffs. 10-7. We went on a bit of a run, and we tore it up. And you know who did it? Brock Purdy. So you know who got re-signed? Brock freaking Purdy. Can we beat the Chiefs? Beat the Chiefs. Just beat them. Yes! 21-19, we beat the Chiefs. We're back in winning graces. We're going up against the Browns. Can we beat the Browns? Can we beat the Browns? We're going to do it. We're going to beat the Browns. Back to the AFC conference. Come on. Shit. 41-35. God dang it. Ah! That stings. That stings a little bit. Super Bowl 60 is the Commanders and the Browns. I don't want to watch. I'm not going to watch that. You know what? I don't want to. I'm not gonna. MVP. Let's see AFC. Max Crosby wins Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, he does. Josh Jacobs is right there. Best O-line. No, best D-line. Nick Bosa. Max Crosby. I love it, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Shut up. We're playing. We switched our playbook. Purdy goes on a run. He earns himself a 4-year contract. We gave him 4 years. And we took a cap hit for it. But we gave him 4 years. Here we are, the Raiders. We're 3 years in. We've had 2 playoff appearances. 1 going to the AFC Conference. 1 going to the AFC Divisional. Notable signings. The trade for Purdy. We haven't done a lot of trades, but we haven't had a lot of people to trade. obviously Bosa and Rashawn Gary. A lot of these names. Travis Kelce is gone. Wow. Corey Linsley and Keenan Allen. DeAndre Hopkins. The league just got much, much worse. I am not necessarily a Travis Kelce fan, but my Lanta, that guy can play football. I want to keep Daniel Carlson. I think it makes sense to have him here. Rock Ya-Sin wants to be here. If he'll accept, hey, that's okay. He wants to go, that's fine. Dalton Keene at tight end. Jayon Brown, Bilal Nichols, Darren Peterson. I think we've re-signed who we want to re-sign. I think we're okay letting these guys walk. That was year 3 in the books, guys. I thought making the signings that we did enough to go. I thought we did enough to go. Byron Jones wants to be here. I'm just not seeing anybody that's like really jumping off the page to me. Roswell Douglas is actually jumping off the page to me a little bit, but I want to get younger at cornerback. If I'm being real, I want to get younger at cornerback. So Natane Moody, we're going to let him stay where he's at. We have our right tackles. We have our wide receivers. Left end, I believe Colby Wooden. He has been really, really good. Okaronko, no, I cannot afford to pay you that much just to be a depth player. No way, man. You think I can afford to pay you that much to come in and play depth? Tulik, that's who we drafted last year. Man, this is what's so hard. Is how do we... You want to get better, but you also want to allow these guys the ability to... Jabril's only 30. Jabril is only 30, but there's not a good backup behind him. Ashton Davis is sitting there with nobody offering him anything. I'm going to offer him 3. We're going to sign Ashton Davis. Trevon Morig. You got Grant Delpit sitting here, but nobody good behind him. He has interest in playing here. I think he's a little too good to come to our squad, though. You know, you got somebody like Chuck Clark, who I think makes sense. Trevon Morig. I think Chuck Clark makes sense. I think we offer Chuck Clark a 1-year deal to come here and just sit. Just to sit and chill and be good. Can we find us a mentor at quarterback? Jacoby Brissett is a mentor at quarterback. He wants a lot of money, though. Ugh. Derek Carr. We could bring back Derek Carr. Who's a mentor? Jameis Winston? Yeah, what are you going to do? Teach him how to throw all kinds of interceptions? Sure. Why not? All right. I think I've made who I want. We get Clark, we get Davis. I think these guys will take the offers. Jameis Winston really doesn't want to come play here, but I think for Jameis's sake, it's either come here or go nowhere. I'm happy with the roster that we've built. We're just not performing good enough. We're not performing well enough, and it's really, really bumming me out, man. It's really bumming me out. I bring in a lot of these 1-year mentors. I think it makes sense. Bro, just take the deal, Winston. Where else are you going to go? All right. Who's fifth-year option? Quentin Johnston. Yeah, we want to keep him here, but I don't think we're willing to do that. Dude, I really need Jameis to just sign this so we can get into our free agency. Where else are you going to go, Jameis? Thank you. God dang, bro. Like, where else are you going to be? Come on. We're going to use Fountain of Youth again for Devontae. Assuming he's still here. He might not be. We let Hunter Renfrow go. Let's take a look, actually. I haven't actually looked at the lineup screen yet. We've all been on depth chart. Devontae. We got some superstars here. Brock Purdy's a star. He's playing up very well. Foster Moreau, happy to have him here. You got Hampton, Johnston, Will St. Clair. Decent. Wow. Wow. He's an X Factor. I didn't know that. Here's what we need to do. Let's take a second to look at the abilities that we're using. That's garbage. Give him Inside Shade. He has Return Man on. Why? I don't know. Let's look at Mekhi Becton's abilities. Like, they do this thing. They do this thing that just, I don't understand. Madden, I don't know if it's just like a roll of the dice when they give them these abilities, but they're really terrible. They're really bad. They're not good. I'm going to put inside stuff on Bosa. What does that do? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. And then on Crosby, he's doing well with what he has. I don't want inside stuff on him. I want... How does he not have Edge Threat Elite? That's crazy to me. We're going to do this. We're going to do Edge Threat and Under Pressure. I mean, obviously, just they still get to people, but I don't know what that's going to do for their numbers. I don't know how much better that's going to make them. Abilities. You got Swim Club. That's trash. I don't want that. We're going to go... You know what? No Outsiders and El Toro is okay with me on Rashawn Gary. We have built an absolute crazy defense here. Trevon Moehrig being an X Factor is insane. Okay, we don't want persistent. We want... What do we want? I'm going to put Out My Way on him for some reason. Don't ask me why. I don't want to explain it. Don't ask about it. I'm not going to explain it. But that's what's happening. Corey Wooden is up to a star. Really cool to see that. We bring Ashton Davis in. Divine Diablo. So we did get worse at middle linebacker. So I think in the draft, we are going to go after a middle linebacker. Going into year 4, man, I really thought we were going to do better. I'm going to be honest with you. I really thought we were going to have a lot better of a showing. I really did. I thought we were going to take the next step. And we didn't do that. We didn't do that. And quite frankly, I'm very disappointed about it. Really? I really wanted to attack middle linebacker. Adonis Cash, huh? Pass coverage, Will Branch. What are you? Solid speed. Okay strength. Will Branch. I mean, obviously, this is a reach for sure, but I'm okay with it. Will Branch. We're going to take Will Branch. He's hidden dev, 90 speed. He's going to be depth at middle linebacker to place aside Divine Diablo. And I'm okay with that. I think we need to take some offensive linemen. It seems like there's a bunch of them in this draft. So maybe it was smarter for me to go not O-linemen. What do we have? I think we take Akeem Berry and bring him in at left tackle. And that gives us some more depth on the O-line. Some people that we can develop. Our O-line's been pretty good. Let's see. Who's here? Who is here? Damon Hurst, huh? Ball carrier vision F. He's a receiving back. I am not blown away from what I've seen here. 6'3". He's an aggressive ball hawk. No, he's not the guy. I really put a premium on people's physical abilities. They mean a lot to me. 4.61. We're going to take Cedric Jones. Just his depth at strong safety. It just makes sense to me. We're going to let the CPU finish out this draft. Guys, this might be the last season. This might be all in. Make it, just make or break. I'm not sure. 4 years in, we've had two winning seasons. I mean, they were all winning seasons. 2 playoff seasons, I should say. 9 and 8 year after signing Bosa and them just did not make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me at all. Russell Wilson retires. Wow. Bet they wish he would have done that before the draft. Preston Smith. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, he didn't because we looked. What a jerk. What a straight up jerk, bro. 71 for Will Branch. Akeem Berry is bad. Jones is bad. Everyone's bad. Everyone sucks. Tyrone Felix. These are a bunch of dudes who I have no vested interest in. They're probably never going to see the field in this playthrough. We were down 190K. I don't know what we're looking at here. But let's get to the regular season. Oh, let's everybody hope for something better. Let's hope for something better. Let's just hope for something better. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. That's all we're going to do. God, we have a stud team, man. We have studs on this team. Like, we really do. Look at our receiving core. Look at Devontae. Quentin Johnston has turned into something amazing. Tyler Kraft has been fantastic. Our line is really good. Everybody's really good. I just don't understand where the disconnect is and why people have, we're not winning, and we should be. We should be winning games. We should be winning games. Chuck Clark. Nah, put Ashton Davis right there. Better yet, put Will Branch out there, slot cornerback. Chuck Clark. Put Jeffrey Cooks right there. Not Jeffrey. I don't want Chuck Clark's slow ass playing slot corner. We're going to go use Fountain of Youth one more time. Franchise staff. I don't know if it resets or if it's just like you own this. I guess we're going to find out. So we already used it. So we can't use it again. That's really interesting. That is really interesting. We're gonna help the O-line a little bit here. '81 awareness, impact blocking, on the move. Practice makes perfect. All right. So we spent all of our points. I think this is the last year. Devontae, I could really see him going out. I could really see him retiring. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay? We're going to hope that doesn't happen. 5-2. That feels better. That feels appropriate. We got $100 million. Man, come on. Stay here forever, Max Crosby. You are an all-time great Raider. You need to be respected as such. He's only 33? Okay. What? Who else needs signed? Mekhi Becton needs signed. We got to get him out of the way. He's our anchor on the line. Quentin Johnston, future. Got to do him. Okay, we're competing. Tucker Kraft. All of my rookies need deals, and I want to lock them down. I want to lock them down long term. Devin Akane, he wants to go play somewhere else, but I think he'll stay here. I was really hoping he would just stay. Q Blue. We got to have him. Colby Wooden. Really like him to stay. Really like him to stay. Chuck Clark will let walk. Matane Moody. We have the two of them. So, Tucker. I like Jabril. We are quickly running out of money, though. We are really quickly running out of money. We have, it says we have 25. We cannot afford Devontae Adams. We just cannot afford Devontae Adams. This might be the last year with Devontae. It realistically could be. But this could be the last year in this video if we win a Super Bowl. Can we do that? I hope so. Like, win a Super Bowl right now with Brock Purdy, Devontae Adams, the gaggle of people we brought in, and I'm riding off into the sunset. I'm happy. I did my job. Like, that's the whole goal right now. Like, going with Brock Purdy made sense at the time, but did it hinder us? We had an opportunity to sign somebody like Jalen Hurts. Oh, man. And then here we are. Here we are. Here we are, wild card, 10-7. Just barely eking into the playoffs. I don't like that. I do not like that. I think with the roster that we have, we should be dominantly winning games. I feel like we should dominantly be winning games. Like, call me crazy, say what you want. Not being a fit for me, Tucker Kraft, bro, that is so much money. That is so much money, Tucker Kraft. What do you want from me? Come on. We literally can't afford Devontae. Regardless if he wants to be here or not, we can't afford him. I just don't know. He's just going to have to walk, man. That is a big offer, bro. I just don't understand how you're not okay with that offer. Oh, Rakeem Jarrett. He's going to have to stay. He's going to have to stay because he's like the only depth we have. somebody that... He's a depth player. I think he takes that money and he's happy to be here. Edrin Cooper. Billy Price can walk. Stetson Bennett is back up. Loic, Nizam. He's good depth, actually, so I'm super okay with him being here. Chuck Clark, no. At 24, do you make sense to have here? I think you do. We had to make concessions. We knew that. After the Brock Purdy signing, we knew. Let's see if it matters. Let's see if it actually matters. Let's see what happens. Can we win? We win! 27-17. Okay. Tucker Kraft is going to be on this team. Whether he wants to or not, I really don't care. Like, I really don't care. He's going to be on this team. You will not find a better match in free agency that will match that offer. That's not true. Dude, that's so much more money. That's so much more money. He really just doesn't want to be here. Okay, guys. 10-7. Can we beat the Steelers? Please let us beat the Steelers. We beat the Steelers. We gotta beat the Bills. We have to beat the Bills. We gotta beat the Bills, bro. Put us in a bowl. We're in the bowl. It didn't show. Okay. It didn't show up there. We're in the Super Bowl. We're in the Super Bowl. Against the Bucks. Against the Bucks. Shut up. We're going to hop in. We're going to do moments. We're not going to play. We're just going to hope our team can win in the Super Bowl, year 4. Let's see what we're made of. How about that? How about we see what we're made of? How does that sound? That sounds pretty good to me. That sounds pretty good to me. Tampa. Nope. We ain't playing. You guys got to do this on your own, man. You guys got to do this. You got the best defense I've ever seen, bro. Come on. You guys have got to get points, bro. You got to do something. 3-10. 3-13. Come on. 3-20. It's looking like it's out of hand. 3-30. Oh, man. $10 to 33, guys. We don't need to watch that. Brock Purdy did not play well. Brock Purdy played really bad. 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl. You can't win like that. You can't win like that. You know, that sucks. Year 4. The goal was a Super Bowl. We didn't win the Super Bowl, but we went to the Super Bowl. Year 4. I think that's a good spot to end it. I think we did well enough here. I'm pretty content with what we've done. I think looking back objectively, Brock Purdy was probably, we needed to go away from Brock Purdy. I think if we would have signed somebody like Jalen Hurts when we had the option to, I think we would have won. I think we made some really good signings. I think we had some really good draft picks, and I think a lot of people progressed really well. But yeah, we're going to end it there, guys. That was a year. That was 4 years of a rebuild for the Las Vegas Raiders. Listen, if I'm a Raiders fan and you told me in 4 years we would go to an AFC championship game and a Super Bowl, within a 4-year period. I'd take that, man. I'd be pretty happy. I would take that. All right, guys, don't forget to hit the like, hit the sub, comment. I think I'm going to do more of these rebuild videos. If you'd like to see that, let me know which team you would like to see. Do not forget to come back and see me. I'm also doing a NCAA Dynasty series right now. That's on the channel. Please go check that out. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. We'll see you guys next time.